Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, the podcast with your host, Chris. I am, as always, your host, that guy. I'm just that guy, all right? Just back on. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 195, 5 away from 200. I'm excited. Not only is it going to be 200 episodes by the end of the month, then July marks the 4th year of doing the podcast, and I got some good stuff lined up. I don't want to say what it is because you never know. It could not happen. But I'm excited if it does happen, and I will let you guys know. As always, if you'd like to keep in contact with me, you can do that on my Twitter and Instagram page, both at Casting for Two, or send me an email, castingfor2@gmail.com. And the other podcast I host with the always lovely and beautiful and fun to talk to Megan Johnson, Sunday Brunch, is you can go listen to that on sundaybrunchpod.com or iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, all that good stuff. But yeah, it's been a bit crazy couple of weeks, and I was very excited. I am very excited to release this episode for you guys. This band is a Florida-based band. They're called Hoyle, and I had the opportunity to chat with Adam Harris and Nathan Beam, and it was truly a great time chatting with them. Just so much fun. These guys like to have fun, and I don't know if you noticed, but I like to have fun. So, therefore, I think this is a fun episode to listen to. At least I had fun listening to it. And so I should stop talking and we should get into this episode. So sit back, relax. Chris, cue the music, please. Hello.
Hey, I'm so sorry about that, Chris.
It's all good. Look, I get computer issues. I get it.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we're the worst computer people you may meet. So
Ever.
Yeah, just terrible people, just all around. So yeah, happy to be here.
Happy to have you guys. I was since it's Easter season time, whatever. They brought back those starburst jellybeans, so I'm going to town on those right now.
Ooh.
Absolutely, an excellent selection.
Yeah, what are the standout flavors? What do we got going on? What are you choosing?
I got some cherry. Got some cherry going on. Some pink.
Ooh, yeah.
Nobody knows the color or the flavor of it, but it's pink.
Yep. Yeah, I big fan of that. I don't know the flavor either, but I hope one day to find it. I think it's one of the big life goals. Yeah.
I think
One day.
One of my favorite things about Starburst is that specifically the pink flavor is that the flavor is so complex, they didn't know what to call it other than the color that it is.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what we're dealing with Starburst. We are breaking through the flavor barriers.
Right. Right. Now, next thing you know, flavors are just going to be colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I think Guy Fieri might be one of the great artists of our time.
He very well might.
True.
Yeah, he's like the Bob Ross of food and colors. So I think it's good,
Yeah.
And flames. Anything flame related.
Yeah, his hair isn't blonde. His hair is lemon.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
And his goatee is licorice.
yeah, I don't suggest giving him a lick, but if you do, you'll get a whole flavor. It'll be a little bit like Willy Wonka, you know what I mean? But it's just the world we're in.
I kind of feel like because Guy Fieri does this thing where he has a garbage can of nachos that he serves at his restaurants. I feel like he tastes like that.
Oh, absolutely. And I feel like the garbage cans like that it's a nice touch because much like Guy Fieri, you see something on the outside, but what's inside is actually treasure. Sloppy,
Right.
but treasure it is. You know what I mean?
I feel like you guys are related to Guy Fieri in any way, and he wanted you to plug his restaurants. That's why you're here.
Yeah, yeah. I think what you don't know is that we're part of an elaborate marketing scheme from Food Network to plug Guy Fieri's Planet Hollywood over here in Orlando, Florida. So if you guys want to come get some donkey sauce, we encourage you to come have a kicking good time with Guy Fieri and all his friends. So yeah, we got 20,000 for that. It feels good. It feels good. We'll send some over to you. Yeah.
20,000 well spent if you ask my opinion.
Yeah, that's a lot of donkey sauce. So we're making ground here, which I'm proud of.
It's better than those guys who are making bootleg donkey sauce.
Yeah. Oh, bootleg donkey sauce. That's a complicated process, because I don't think we really understand how much it takes to get a little drop of donkey sauce.
Right.
It's a big thing, but he found a way to do it, and we're grateful to Guy for that.
There we go. Now, do you think Guy's his real name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No way, it's not.
Yeah, I feel like he named himself. He came out, and his mother was starting to name him, and he just put his finger up against her lips and said,
"Not today, I'm Guy."
Yeah.
No offense to anybody out there named Guy, but I feel like if that's what your name is, your parents didn't love you that much. It's like, he's a guy. Who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, just a guy out there.
Yeah,
good guy. But yeah, I think you have to name yourself Guy. I think that's the only acceptable way, like, for it to come across, really. So I support it. I'm for it.
There we go. So how is your afternoon going?
It's good.
Great.
Yeah, it's been a good afternoon. We're over here on the East Coast. We're over here in Orlando, Florida, house and mouse. So it's been good. Just got off some Disney rides. Now we're sitting here together. So it's the way we start every morning. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah. There's that. I've been to Orlando and I think Orlando. I don't know. I have been to Disney World, and it is fun. If I lived there, I don't think I'd ever go to Disneyland.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's. I mean, I'm with you. I grew up in Florida, and Adam's been here for a while too, and we grew up understand. Well, I grew up understanding that Disney was evil. Adam did not.
I did
but
not at all.
Moving here, it was a strange experience for me to honestly go to the dark side, because I was like you. I was like, I don't care at all. I don't want to do it. But then I found this whole new world where you can get these passes that are very cheap, and you just sneak away for 3 hours on a Tuesday. You get out of work, jump over, do 13 rides in about 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a fun fact, Disney, I hope you're not listening, but you can just bring liquor in pretty much any bottle, and you will guaranteed not get caught. So you have a little cocktail party, at Disney World, and do it. But if you ever come back through, we'd love to take you on.
Oh my gosh, it'd be
on some of the treats. Most specifically Guy Fieri's Planet Hollywood restaurant. So
yes,
that's actually, of course,
that's actually one of the newest attractions on Lake Buena Vista property, and by such a large margin, the most important.
Yeah, of course.
Now, have you tried drinking on a one of the rides?
Ooh, mid-ride?
Yeah.
Mid-ride? I don't think we've crossed that threshold yet.
Chris, you're an innovator.
Yeah. That's what I'm all about.
Yeah, innovation across the board. I think we'll need to do that.
That could be
Mountain.
special. Oh, that would be a wild ride.
Take you to space in a new way. Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be good.
There we go. I think when one of the only times I went to Disneyland, I was a little kid. I was on Space Mountain, and I wanted to see what was in front of me because it was going up, and I stood up fully in the roller coaster.
Oh dear.
And I had people, including my parents, yelling at me to sit down.
Yeah. But I do want to acknowledge that I think you did the right thing in childlike wonder, although wrong in technical circumstances. But it's Disney. This is the time to stand up.
Right.
Yeah, I hope children aren't listening to this podcast. But I think that overall,
my demographic is only children listeners, children 3 and under.
That's right. Yeah, looking at casting for shows like this feels like it's going to have a heavy kids vibe. So I think it's a good thing. Yeah.
But I feel like we should chat about music just a little bit, and then we'll go back to Guy
Yeah.
Fieri.
Perfect.
All right. Okay. Fine.
First thing I like asking musicians is when they found their particular skill set that they want to do. So in your case, when did you know music was something you wanted to pursue?
Adam, you want to start with that?
Yeah. So my superhero origin story is a pretty funny one. It's not grand or extravagant. It's actually kind of a bummer, all things considered. When I was 7, I went to a private Christian school, and my older brother was on his senior trip.
Mhm.
He was on a cruise, and my older sister was on an out-of-state field trip to like South Carolina or something, which is really cool. And then my parents were on an anniversary cruise, which leaves their sweet baby brother all alone to fend for himself. Except, no, I get to spend the week at grandma's house. And
Right.
don't get me wrong, I love my grandmother so much, but I was not pumped to just stay there with her and my grandpa. Like, I wasn't ready for that. My grandma played piano, and she had a piano at the house, which wouldn't mean anything to me except for the fact that the week that I stayed there, every single television was broken.
Ah,
Ooh.
yeah.
So I started playing the piano out of like, it's like a cry for help. Like,
Right.
oh my God, there's nothing to do. I'm resorted to playing the piano. And I was 7 years old, and I sat down, and my first thought at sitting down and playing it was, I don't suck that bad at this. I guess I should stick with this. And here I am, 23 years old, still thinking, well, I shouldn't quite give it up because I suck at a lot of other things, but not quite this.
Right.
Yeah. Very, very good at piano. I think mine was a bit different. I grew up playing basketball, traveling around the area playing basketball, and was pretty obsessed with music from a young age. So when I got to high school, I ended up getting into the pop punk hardcore scene and the rap scene simultaneously, which is a, a nice mixture. You know,
Right.
it's a good little blend. So yeah, I started making beats on my computer using some terrible like European DJ setup, and got real involved with making beats. I was in 2 rap groups in high school. We played some really great birthday parties, and that was a good experience for me. But I ended up getting a guitar at the same time from one of my friends who was in the music scene in Melbourne, and I was kind of the unexpected one, you know, in my small town to do anything. I grew up in a kind of a mixture of it's kind of in between rednecks and surfer bros, so it was a real weird environment to grow up in. But I was in between it, and music was definitely an outlet for me. So I ended up finding myself becoming real involved with it, and was given some opportunities to play in the community, which was great. And then, yeah, the rest was history. I ended up meeting some really good people who were much better at music than me, and got better. And now we're here with a new record. Yeah.
All right. And so, how did you two meet up?
Okay. I'll start with this one.
What,
Yeah.
now, well, before you answer, was it at a Guy Fieri's?
Ooh.
Our relationship is rooted on lies.
Yeah. It was, yeah. Well, the thing was, we were both in a Guy Fieri look-alike competition. It was good. Or was it? We actually, can I tell you an idea that we have for Halloween? We're going to trademark it real quick, but then can we tell you about it? Yeah, heavy TMs across the board.
Yeah, no problem.
We want to do a haunted house called Diners, Drive-Ins, and Die, which would be a Guy Fieri-themed haunted house.
Nice.
It would include things like melted cheese walls. You would encounter him losing his mind at a cooking show. There'd be a room that would be like only his hair, and it would slowly descend upon you. You'd have a camel bag full of margaritas, and you'd carry around a trash bag of bagel bites, which would be currency, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know what you're thinking, Chris. Is this, and the answer is yes. Diners, Drive-Ins, to Die, trademarked by Nathan Beam and Adam Harris, is very much so a very crystal clear allegory for Dante's Inferno.
Yes.
Okay,
It is
that's.
designed to represent hell inherently.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a wild ride.
I
Yeah,
was I was
True
thinking
haunted.
about that, and also when was the last time I had a bagel bite? Those are the two things that are going in my head.
Yeah, well, that bagel bites, I think, is the inner circle of hell because of what it does to the top of your mouth. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Immediate scalding pain. But yeah, outside of our really grand Guy Fieri, ideas. Yeah, what happened is the band we're in, Hoyle, we've gone through, I think, 30 members, and the reason why is because Hoyle really started when I was in college. I went to college at the University of Florida, and I ended up accidentally playing there, and would just find friends to play with me. Would just grab them and say like, "Here, I got to, oh shit, I got to play a show. Like, come like learn this instrument." At the same time, I had a group of friends in Tallahassee at Florida State University, and they were in a band called Vera that got signed to Sony and was doing pretty well. And we ended up being the opening band for them at a lot of events.
Nice.
Real close with them, having a lot of fun. Well, they break up, and that whole band comes and joins me, more or less as like a part-time thing. We work on our debut record, which we lose 3 times through insane series of unfortunate events. But we lose it 3 times, end up making something that people get pretty excited about. And I moved to Orlando to start a recording studio. At this point in time, we had not even released the record yet, but we had released we had done a video at a place in South Florida, and I think that's when you first heard about us, Adam. Is that right?
That is very true.
Yeah, and so Adam and I met up. Adam was really great to me. He was already much better at music, and we ended up hanging out, just being buddies. He ends up coming through, and we start a recording studio in town. He records his debut record there, which is really good, and we start collaborating. People in Hoyle start moving, kind of doing their own thing. We go through a couple really difficult things. Our guitarist got cancer. We had some pregnancies in the band. You're growing up, things are happening. We have the studio, end up getting one of our artists signed to Republic Records, and we're kind of caught up in all that stuff. So Hoyle takes a back seat, more or less, and starts really going through the atrophy of losing band members as they get older. And during that time, I said, Adam, why don't you come over and we work on some music for licensing. So we do a lot of, that's primarily how we are able to fund the band, is through nice people buying our music for commercials and Guy Fieri's Planet Hollywood restaurant. But I think that, he came over. We started working on some music that was more based in, we started kind of jumping on the new wave revival based on what Brandon Flowers did with his record, and then got into 90s house music pretty heavily because of Jamie XX and what his record was about, which is just the fucking best. But yeah, we started working and we're having fun. And I said, Adam, at this point it's just me and the drummer. You want to come on full time? And Adam officially joined the band. Is that right, Adam? Did I miss anything?
That's about right. So Nathan approached me and said, yeah, let's write some music, let's make some side money. And me being all of 22 is so pumped at extra side money. and then Nathan says, about 7 songs into writing these songs for side money, he's like, oh man, these songs are congruent. We designed them to be individual, and they're very much so cohesive. So, do you want to give them to Hoyle? And I was like, no, because I want money. And he's like, no, I promise. I was like, fine. And so I ended up writing 7 songs with Nathan, and I thought they were all just going to be, hit-making money machines. And they were just songs that ended up on the record.
Yeah, this just the record. That's all.
And actually, today's the 14th, I guess.
Yes.
My 1-year anniversary in Hoyle was 3 days ago.
Let's give a round of applause, everyone. Let's give a round of applause for Adam Harris. That's me. Woo! That is me. Looks like we made it. Yeah. Sick, dude.
Well, so what now? You mentioned writing music. You two guys collaborating. What is the process of you guys sitting down, getting together, and writing music?
Mm. So normally, what will happen is it'll start one of two ways. Either I'll come to Adam and Corey. Corey's the other band member. He can't be here with us now, but I'll come to them with an idea where I'll start working on something in Logic, which is what we use for recording. Bring it to them. What we ended up doing a lot on this record, though, was we would sit down and start talking about where we want to go kind of emotionally with the song. We would find sounds, and then we'd build soundscapes where I would say, hey, Adam, what do you think about this synth patch? What do you think about this, this key sound? And then we would just begin stacking things on top of each other. So we almost always started with music. It was never a fully developed song to start. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, I don't know if there's a single song on Jenny's Room that started with lyrics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was definitely a challenge on that part of. It was just a challenging record to write because of the circumstances with it. But we started with the music and then moved ahead from there.
And was there one song in particular that was harder to figure out, whether it was the lyrics or the music?
I want to hear that from you first, Adam. Like what stood out to you? Because I have a song in mind, but
So the question is, what song was just like a total doozy?
Yeah. It took a little bit more time. Like for some reason, it wasn't clicking.
Boy, oh boy. I say took a while. I remember. Liars was pretty quick. Jenny's Room felt like lightning fast. All My Love was a good start stop scratch song. Like a lot of different ideas were taking place during this final product that you hear in that song. Like a lot of different things were in play, and that ended up being a very, very satisfying song to hear and to finish. Like that one more than any other song was just satisfying to finish. It was a really good feeling.
yeah, I agree. All My Love was hard, and it was. We finished that. We had every song, I think, even out to our team.
Still working on
it. And I was like, we can't release the record, and they're like, why? And I was, we had our producer come down. I think he just moved to Nashville, and we had him come into town, and in my small bedroom, yep. we were re-recording parts. In just kind of a rush because it was meant to be, it was meant to really finalize what we were, the concept of the record, and It was just brutal to try to get there. But we did, and it's nice. So we did it. Bravo. Yeah.
Well, I had the chance to listen to Jenny's Room, the album, and cool. Liars is such a good hook song where it's just you're going to get hooked in. I wasn't halfway done until I was just, yes, I want to chat with these guys.
Good. Thank you.
And then once I got to track 2, I said, never mind. I'm just kidding.
Man, Chris, everyone says that. What did we do wrong?
You got to put track number 1 in every track. That's the thing.
Yeah. Jenny's Room is just Liars 12 times.
Yeah. Yeah, how many copies do you think you would sell? I guarantee at least maybe 1.
Yeah, I think 1.
We could sell enough to buy dinner for 2.
Yeah,
there you go.
We could probably afford your plane ticket. Yeah, we'd have you come down.
All right, guys. Anything you want on the dollar menu, it's all on me.
Across the board, we're good.
Wendy's 4 for 4, TN.
Yeah.
There you go. So for the people at home who want to pick up the album and as well as follow you guys, where can they do that?
Yeah, best way to get the album is on Spotify or Apple Music. We know that most of y'all aren't going to buy records. If you really like it, iTunes is great. But the best way to, if you think you want to support us, if you go to hoylemusic.com, we have a merch section set up, and buying the shirts are a great way to do it. honestly, streams are really helpful for us. So if you're like, I love these guys, like I really like this band, I really dig it. I mean, the best thing to do is to just listen to the record on Spotify or Apple Music and share it with your friends, because that's great for us. But if financially you want to support us, buy a shirt. We'll send a shirt over to you. It'll be great. Yeah.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go. I should say, as musicians, what has been the worst advice you've ever received in your musical careers?
Oh my gosh. I am a really, really, I can, how do I, okay. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be rude. I detest being told to like follow your dream.
Okay.
Or like follow your heart. My dreams are dumb and my heart often leads me in the wrong place. I don't want to follow either. I want to do something that's pretty good, and I want to do something that people can listen to. I think that for me, the emphasis on like artistic value over artistic integrity has been a really tough thing to wrestle with, because I feel like I'm not really able to talk to anyone about it, because everyone seems to be on the same page except for me, and that's frustrating. But that's okay. Yeah. That's how I feel.
I disagree with you.
Great.
I'm just kidding. I agree.
I was like, hell yeah, dude, this is sick.
All right, let's okay.
Yeah.
Dive it in. Gloves on.
I'm ready. No, I do agree though. I mean, it was weird, man. Like we, being a young guy out of college and working in a recording studio, I was around a lot of people, and I did buy into the idea of chase your dreams. But it was like the same way of saying like, hey, if you want to be in a good relationship, just don't invest in any discipline, right? Like it's I think the worst advice is anything that's based around the idea of not putting the time in, because at the end of the day, any artistic endeavor requires a discipline. Like you're on, I don't know, is this gonna be podcast like 189 for you? I'm not sure when you're releasing this, but you have done close to 200 podcasts, and I can guarantee you that even in the middle of talking to us, you're like, I can't wait to eat lunch. You know what I mean? And like, I respect that. Like, I'm not like mad at you. Like, but that's like the nature. It's the nature of a creative endeavor, right? You're just like, shit, I got to do this. Like this sucks. It's hard work. And anyone who like comes in and promises people something without the idea of like, this is going to be detrimental to your livelihood in some way is a liar. And so like, I hate advice that comes around with like, just feel it out until it's right.
Right.
Because the music industry hates you and wants to take your money. And it's like, it's an industry that like lives off of music, and there are really good people inside the industry that you have to find. And those people respect discipline. They respect hard work. They respect creativity. They respect kindness. They respect generosity. And that's good. So any advice that's against those things, just being a good person, like, and like actually putting the time in, I generally just like, I just disengage with that stuff. I can't take it. Yeah.
Nice. I disagree. I mean, I'm just kidding. I agree with everything.
It's the pink starburst, man.
Yeah,
they're tricking you. You're going to the next dimension, bro.
Well, Adam, Nathan, I had a blast chatting with you. You guys haven't had much to plug anything. Is there any like one thing you want to plug on the show?
Sure, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I would say I'm going to do two, because I feel like, three. No. I would start with, we're going to be releasing an EP in May that I want y'all to be looking out for. We're coming quick with another thing. So it's going to be a collection of some unreleased songs and then some remixes. We're working with some really great people. We're dropping our video for the song Revival. It's going to be out second week of April or third week of April. And then the final thing is Guy Fieri, Planet Hollywood. We invite you to come out and have the greatest meal of your life, trash bucket nachos and donkey sauce, TM, diners, drive-ins, and die. So those are our three plugs, and that's what we want to leave you with. Yeah.
There you go. Well, if you guys ever want to come back on, just say the word. I'd be more than happy to have you guys on again.
wonderful.
Thanks. The next time let's talk about movies, man. Let's go
Oh
there.
man, yeah.
Oh man, that's we're gonna need a day for that.
Perfect.
We'll jump in there. Chris, you're a great man. You're a great host. Thanks so much for having us on. We really appreciate your time and being so generous with us, man. Thank you.
I appreciate that, all of that. You guys have a wonderful day. All right.
All right.
You as well.
Bye.
Bye bye.